Skarloey was no stranger to visitors. Year after year, people flocked to the little railway just to see him and his friends. One summer morning, an excited man greeted him at the shed. "I can't believe it! The forward said you weren't real," he exclaimed, pointing at the open page of a small book. "And yet," chuckled Skarloey, "here I stand, as real as can be." "If you're real," continued the man, "your sixth coach must be too." "Sixth coach?" Skarloey asked. He was puzzled. "It's right here. Look." From his bag, a man pulled out another book, this one titled Four Little Engines. He flipped to an illustration of Skarloey pulling a train through the countryside, and sure enough, the coaches seemed to have a mysterious sister. "I think," Skarloey smiled, "the illustrator got a bit too colourful with his paintbrushes. We care greatly for our 5 old dears. A 6th would have slipped unnoticed." "With all the inconsistence," retorted the man, "I don't buy it. It must be out there, and I'm going to find it." Skarloey didn't want to spoil the man's enthusiasm, so he only smiled and watched him go. Ivo Hugh was nearby. He had heard everything. "Oh my goodness," he snorted. "Why are those visitors so hung up on an old book? I'm the new engine, but instead of seeing me, you've sent him hunting for a made-up coach." "He may not find the coach," Skarloey reasoned, "but he'll see many beautiful sights along our line. That's what visitors are for, Ivo Hugh." "Am I not beautiful then?" "Not with a sulky face, you're not." Ivo Hugh went redder than his paint and huffed out, leaving Skarloey laughing. Ivo Hugh made heavy work of the morning journey. His mood was further soured by the lack of attention received from his passengers at the stations. Gertrude and Millicent shrieked as they jolted about. "Perhaps they let him out of the workshops too early," Gertrude said. "If we're in one piece at the end of the line, we'll be lucky," Millicent wailed. Thankfully, they arrived safely at the top station. Ivo Hugh sat on the platform, hissing steam in a bad manner. He noticed the man Skarloey had been talking about. He was scanning desperately for the mystery coach. Then a very naughty idea popped into his smoke box. Right. If it's a hunt he wants, it's a hunt he'll get, he chuckled. "Excuse me, sir," called Ivo Hugh. "I couldn't help overhearing your interest in the 6th coach. I've never seen him myself, but rumour has it the poor thing's up at the quarry in an awful state. No one talks of her for fear disturbing her peace, but I'm aware a visit will make her feel much better." The man couldn't believe it. He was delighted. "Thank you very much, little engine. You've been more helpful than you know." He turned and walked off to the distance. "How clever of me," he thought. "With nothing to be found, he'll be clamouring for my picture by the time I come back." When Ivo Hugh returned later in the day, the man was nowhere to be seen. He felt a pang of guilt deep in his boiler. "That's a long face for a lovely day," said his driver. "Is something the matter?" Ivo Hugh took a deep breath and confessed his shame to the driver. He had heard everything. He was cross. "You're a very naughty engine," he scolded. "That man could be hurt or lost. Get us up to that quarry immediately and hope we find him before the thing controller finds out about it." "Yes, sir," Ivo Hugh shivered. Ivo Hugh had only ever pulled passengers and had never been beyond the top station before. As such, no one had found it odd to tell him that the quarry hadn't been one for a long time. With no slate left to mine, its purpose had changed. Ivo Hugh crept along to the line, unaware of the awaited hit at the end. "Sir," he called meekly, "are you out there?" "Oh!" Ivo Hugh stopped. 2 gates were blocked the way forward, with barbed wire fences snacking off either direction. Cliques adorned with salts and crossbows hung from fencing gates. "Oh no," he shivered. "I've led that man right into the pirate's lair. What am I going to do?" Suddenly, there came a crackle of a loudspeaker. "State your business!" Ivo Hugh jumped. "Please, Mr. Pirate, I'm looking for..." "Pirates? Pirates?" interrupted the voice, growing more louder and louder. "We're doing important work that will one day save your bunker from the enemy. Might I add, we have no time for childish tomfoolery." "But sir, please..." "Not another word. You have no supply for us. Leave. Your boss will be hearing about this waste of our valuable time." With that, the loudspeaker fell silent, and feeling defeated, Ivo Hugh trundled sadly back to collect the coaches. His journey down the line was much quieter. He gulped when he neared Croven's gate and spotted the thing controller waiting on the platform with crossed arms. Another person stood by. It was the man. "Sir, you're safe," Ivo Hugh cried. "But how? I thought you'd been lost in the quarry." "He had been," the thing controller replied, "but while you meant to send him to the quarry at Skarloey, he wound up at Reneus's quarry instead." "I suppose," the man blushed, "I should have asked for which one, but I saw many wonderful sights along the way, and I have to thank you for that." "Ah well, I'm happy to help, sir," Ivo Hugh smiled. "You did anything but help," the thing controller retorted. "I will not tolerate my engine sending visitors to places they shouldn't be going." Ivo Hugh looked shamefully at his buffers. "Speaking of places you shouldn't be going," the thing controller continued, "the Ministry of Defense don't take kindly to unexpected guesses, and I certainly don't appreciate hostile phone calls about such matters. You will stay in your shed until you've learnt to be a better engine." "Yes, sir," Ivo Hugh whimpered. "I'm sorry, sir." Skarloey, who had rescued the man from the quarry, opened a sleepy eye as Ivo Hugh rolled into the shed. "You've made such a fuss over people not coming to see you, but no one can. If you're shut in the shed, the visitors are lifeblood to our railway, young Ivo. No matter what draws them here, they must be treated with respect and kindness. I hope you remember that in the future." The old engine fell back to sleep, leaving Ivo Hugh with lots to consider.